Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I am DOZ, and with me is my co-host Cheeto, and we are here to break down the 2023 WWE Royal Rumble. And let's get into it right away. All right, first matchup was the Men's Royal Rumble match, and that was what they decided to start with. And number one was Gunther, and number two was Sheamus, and I thought that beginning was really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, I never I knew Sheamus from obviously because a little backstory on me, just really quick. I stopped watching wrestling in 2023. I haven't really watched a full pay-per-view like this since then.
Yeah,
or not 2023, 2013. Sorry,
yeah,
2013. So Sheamus, I knew. Gunther, I didn't, and I just have to say that Gunther, I was pulling for him by the end. This dude, I kept on calling him Skinny Vladimir Kozlov.
Yeah.
But like, by the end of it, I was like, dude, he needs to win.
Yeah, he's got to win. But yeah, okay, just to get into it, because we're not going to be able to cover every freaking thing. It didn't really get good for me until Brock Lesnar came in and just started like suplexing people and messing everybody up left and right. And that was, and poor Kofi Kingston. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston botched his spot yet again. It's time to end it. Kofi, come on, man. I mean, it's just done.
Yeah, let's retire the save spot.
Actually, my favorite part was when Bobby Lashley came in and eliminated
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that was my part right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I mean, and then unless you got anything else to talk about, I mean,
I think getting into the final two. Yeah, getting into the final two. That final two, this is the first time they've ever had the number 1 guy and the number 30 guy be the last two in the Royal Rumble. And Gunther was the MVP. And this runtime, I think, is the longest Rumble they've ever done in 1 hour and 11 minutes, to my knowledge.
And that's crazy that they opened with the Rumble. I mean, I don't think have they ever done that before?
I don't think they've ever opened with the Men's Rumble.
So I was really pulling for Gunther by the end. Don't get me wrong, I like Cody Rhodes, but I'm like, dude, Gunther's earned it. Like, he has earned this win right here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, so as everyone probably knows by now, Cody Rhodes won, and
Cody Rhodes won it. He's going to WrestleMania. All right, so it remains to be seen if they're going to give him both the belts or just one belt, but time will tell. And then everyone's favorite match of the night. I say this with full sarcasm, by the way. The Pitch Black Mountain Dew match. Bray Wyatt wins.
Skip.
It's just to sell drinks. That's all it really is.
Because Bray Wyatt did look pretty cool. Like, Bray Wyatt looked cool with the neon light and everything. But yeah, it was just the match was garbage, and
it was trash.
Yeah, it was like if you were like on acid or something. I mean, it might have been fun for you, but I mean,
thank God it was only 5 minutes. That's what she said. And then the one thing that we have to talk about, they had Uncle Howdy on the fucking like scaffold thing, and he completely fucking missed. He went to do the elbow drop off the scaffold or whatever the hell that was, and he didn't even connect at all. Oh, that was great. That was hilarious. But
it's really skippable. Maybe watch the botch end. That elbow off the scaffolding. Like, that was about it.
Yeah, that was about it. Beyond that, there was nothing about it. And then the Raw Women's Title match, Bianca Belair retains over Alexa Bliss, which was your standard Monday Night Raw match. It wasn't the best I ever saw, but it wasn't the worst I ever saw either. It was just okay. It was all right.
And everyone keep in mind, I have not seen very many women's matches since the Diva era. Or what do they call the pinup era? What do they call? I don't remember.
Yeah, the Diva era. Yeah.
The Diva era. So it's like, for me, I'm like, holy crap, these women can actually wrestle. And I get it. Back then, Beth Phoenix, Mickie James, Natalya Neidhart, like, they did have women wrestlers. They just never got showcased very well.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I go into this match and I'm like, okay, these women can go. So, which is good. I'm glad to see it. I am not complaining in the slightest.
No, I thought it was a good match for what it was. And then, Rhea Ripley wins the Royal Rumble by last eliminating Liv Morgan, and honestly, one of the best Royal Rumble matches I think I've seen in quite a long time.
And I mean, she can't. She's number 1. Like, she went from what is it from post to post? What do they say?
Post to post, pillar to
post.
Coast. Yep, coast to coast, pillar to post.
One to win.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm impressed. I mean, look, I during the was it the Men's Rumble when Edge
Edge in the Judgment Day, and then like Beth Phoenix came out and just looked at her like, "Get your hands off my man, bitch!" And just speared the shit out of her. That was great.
So, but I mean, even after all that, she comes back and she had a great performance and won. I mean, as I said, I think I knew 3 participants. I think it was, Rhea Ripley, because I just saw her before.
Yep.
Was it Tiana Snuka?
Tamina
Snuka and Michelle McCool. Like, those are the ones that I knew. Every other person was new to me, and I swear to God, this was like, you're right, this is one of the best Rumbles I've seen between men and women. I'm sorry. Like, you know, and as I said, I know I haven't watched in a long time, but still, like, I've seen a lot of Rumbles, and this was still a really, really good Rumble. WWE's done a really good job in the past decade upping their game in the women's division, and I will, as I said, I don't know how that happened with Vince McMahon around. I know he left like a couple months ago, but I mean, I don't know how that happened in the past decade with Vince around, but still.
Yep, it's just gotten better and better over time. That was the match of the night, the Women's Royal Rumble. Got out of your way to see it. And then, okay, the main event, Roman Reigns retains over Kevin Owens, and the match itself was, it was all right. It wasn't the best I ever saw, but it was okay.
From an outside perspective, because I haven't watched much of Roman Reigns besides when he was in the Shield, and Kevin Owens, you know, obviously when he was, I've not really seen much of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, from an outside perspective, Kevin Owens carried this match. Roman Reigns is, to me, Roman Reigns is a shit wrestler. Like, he doesn't do anything. He punches. Superman punch, spear. Superman punch, spear. When those don't work, what does he do? Superman punch, spear. Like, it's so bad. Kevin Owens carried the match. I mean, he was pulling off swantons and moonsaults. He reminds me of Hugh Morris back in the WCW days. Like, I actually, and as I said, I agree with you, DH. It was like this match was not anything to write home about, but still, like, with all that being said, it's still, like, as I said, Kevin Owens carried this match. How has Roman Reigns been a champion this long?
For over 800 some odd days altogether.
And he's a shit wrestler. Like, that's even worse than John Cena. Now, maybe this was a bad night. Maybe this was just, I don't know. Maybe he's a decent wrestler and this was a bad booking night or something. But God, I don't know.
And then I think what we have to complain about, we knew the turn was coming with Sammy. They drew this shit out for what seemed like forever. It was like, man, you could have did all this in 5 minutes. It could have just been, okay, the bloodline comes in, they stomp Kevin Owens, beat the shit out of him, and then it's like, all right, Sammy, you finish him off. You hit him with the chair. He hits Roman, and then they beat the fuck out of Sammy, and that's how the show ends. But it just went on and on and on and lasted for fucking ever.
Like, this was worse than probably some of the NWO promos back in the day. You know, like, oh God, it was like, I was watching this going, okay, can we move on? Like, Kevin Owens is handcuffed to the ropes, and it's just like, ooh, they're beating the crap out of him, and then they handcuff him, and then, you know, and then Roman's gonna Sammy stops him, and then it's like, oh, and then it says, you do it, and then of course he hits Roman, and it's like, couldn't we have just integrated this into the end of the match and just not, like, actually had a longer, decent match? Although I don't think Roman Reigns could have survived a longer match.
Yeah, they stretched this shit out way too much. It was like, all right, so, and I know people are going to be like, oh man, they're not going to put the belt on Sammy now. Obviously not. They're going to have Cody be the next guy. Cody's probably going to end up getting the John Cena treatment, which I think will be the most likely scenario. Cody's going to be the next big baby face.
Which is sad because, I mean, Sammy, like, I haven't seen Sammy wrestle, but like storyline wise, I feel like Sammy should be the one to take the belt off Roman.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, but the whole betrayal thing, and then, like, it's not even like he even betrayed him that much. He just hit Roman once, and then
with a chair, and then they beat the fuck out of him. Yeah.
And then one of the Usos like was conflicted and left, and it's like, man, y'all could have done this in like 3 minutes. Like,
and you know where this is going. It's going to lead to the Chamber pay-per-view where Sammy gets a title shot, and then like Jey Uso realigns with the family, and then it's going to be like, well, Sammy, you know, I liked you, but you're just not good enough. You're not good enough to be in the family, and then it's going to lead to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn eventually reuniting and taking the tag titles off the Usos, which is what nobody wants to see. You go with the guy that's hot. Sami Zayn is hot. Cody feels forced. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true.
It really does. It really does feel like they're forcing Cody down. I'd prefer Gunther at this point over over Cody. And don't get me wrong, I love Cody Rhodes. I loved him back in 2010 to 2013 and all that. But
Yep.
like when he was kind of at his hot spot. But I mean, right now it just feels forced. Like let Cody come in naturally and let him get his stride.
Yep.
Everyone was saying like Sami Zayn should have been in the Rumble and won the Rumble. I don't disagree. I would have been okay with Gunther or
Zayn winning the Rumble.
And that's one thing that I've always said about the Rumble is like you always need to have fresh blood winning the Rumble. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have Stone Cold winning 3 years, you have Randy Orton winning like I mean, I don't know if he'd ever won a Rumble at that point, but like
he won it in 2009 when Van Dam came back.
Yeah, and then he won again in like what 2018 or 2017
or
something. I kind of was looking at the list of Rumble winners. You had like Edge, Orton in there.
Cena's won it a couple times, and it's like, come on now.
Yeah, like this is the Rumble is where you get new blood in, new blood heading for WrestleMania, and I mean it's like but no, so but Cody's never won a Rumble, so he can't complain too much.
Yeah, it's like but you know what's coming. You know that Cody's it's gonna go oh my God, can he overcome the odds? That type of thing. That's gonna be where they're going. But overall, this is a 2-match show. Watch the men's and women's Royal Rumble. You can skip everything else.
But it's actually kind of funny because it's like it's actually what the show is for is the Royal Rumble.
Watch the Royal Rumble matches. That's all you got to do. Yep. Because you're gonna watch the Royal Rumble match maybe once, maybe twice, never again. That's the show.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
But if you got nothing else to add, I'll go ahead and take it home.
No, take it home.
All right, guys. Anybody got anything to plug? I don't know if we do. Well, Last of Us review coming tomorrow, obviously, and then
Quantum Leap on Tuesday, Bad Batch on Wednesday. Zam is going to be doing that one. Thursday is National Treasure. Friday we have a fan film reaction coming out. So we've got a full week of reviews coming out.
Okay. And I am DOZ, and with me is Cheeto. We'd like to thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we are out. We are NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you never heard of. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.